to back, you'll earn more XP, gold, life force, and items than you would if you were taking a chance on a more diversified castle. So we actually, the game director and I actually had a conversation about this last night, and we were trying to find solutions for this. And right now, what we're looking into doing as a solution is to provide diminishing returns on certain creatures. So if you encounter more than n amount of times the same creature in the castle, it'll be its XP value, and essentially what it will give you as rewards will be going lower and lower until the next castle.
Okay. So the biggest question that's coming up at the moment is like, do you plan co-op? Basically, what have you planned for co-op?
I mean, obviously, given the type of game we're making, you know, it's on the attack side, it's a hack and slash type of game, and co-op is a big part of those type of games. Our game is different in the sense that we decide to focus on the asynchronism of it, but co-op is definitely a dream or something that the team wants to do eventually. So yes, but
not right now.
Right.
In the future, all right. I saw something about the Sapphire ring that was 80% crit ring. I think that was fixed. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, there was actually we discussed. It was actually a. It sounds silly saying this, but it was actually a bug that it was at 80% value. I mean, obviously, one item that will give you 80% increased crit rate. I don't recall if it's crit rate or crit damage, but basically boosting it by 80% was not the intention. It was supposed to boost it by 8%, especially given the price we were selling that in the blacksmith. So we brought that back to 8%. There was actually a forum post by Ubi Jinx on the Mighty Quest forums about that.
All right. Can you tell us a bit more about? That's a question from the forums. Can you tell us a bit more about, for example, are you going to allow a bit more leeway with trap placement, for example?
Yeah, we're noticing that sometimes it's there's two kind of issues I want to talk about with traps. First of all, placing traps can be a little bit problematic. And that's because of what we call the exclusion radius, so that kind of like round dotted line that you get when you try placing a trap. And sometimes it's difficult to put traps together that will work well, that will work where the defender wants them to work. So it's something we'll be evaluating in the near future. And the other thing is we're noticing that most of the traps being placed are glue mines, with the intention of slowing down the attacker, and the attacker doesn't really have many options to deal with that. So that is something that we're going to be addressing in the next update. So not in update 15, but in the one afterwards.
All right. Tons of people asking about the replay bug. Do we have an update on that?
I don't have much info about the replay bug. Last I spoke to our programmers, we had addressed an issue between different chipsets, so Intel with AMD, and that was causing some sort of a mismatch. So I know that that should be fixed. That should help the stability of the replays. We also get some mismatches when we lose track of data during the replay. So if someone uses a third-party program to modify stats in the of the game, that will definitely cause replay corruption.
Okay. So how do you actually calculate the castle level? Because that's kind of unclear for the moment.
So the castle level, it's actually we made a change in update 14. So the way it's calculated as of now is basically the amount of creatures that you've placed in your castle based on the overall amount that you can place. So for example, if you can place 100 defense points worth of creatures, and you put just 1/10 of that, and it's using a high-level creature, even though they're a high level, your castle will not be a high level. What we do is we look at the highest level creature you have placed, and then we'll subtract either 1 level or 2 levels based on that. And if you have a full castle of those high level creatures, then it will be that level.
That level.
Yeah.
All right. What are you gonna do with the crown levels? Because we said we're not gonna do a wipe. when the game is gonna go out in open beta or next stage. But what about the crowns level?
So there's a couple things with the crowns. We definitely see that there's some. I mean, given the exploits, the major bugs that I talked about, that we're addressing in Pack 15, there were some, it was possible to abuse those bugs and really get an inflated amount of crowns, which essentially is not fair to the rest of the community. So we do want to do a crown reset. However, we want to do it right. So we want to make sure that first of all the exploits are addressed, and second of all that we roll that into some sort of season change, or just make sure that there's no issues and we do it right. So it's something we're talking about with our producer. We hear what the community is saying, and we totally agree. We want to do it. We just want to do it right.
All right. What about the bug which gives infinite range to some abilities of the knight, or that lets you attack through wall?
Yeah, we're actually. I've seen that with the smite, the lashing hit, some of the other abilities, and that's something that we've managed to fix. However, it didn't make it in time for the update 15. However, the next hotfix that we do will definitely want it to be part of that.
So it's a matter of weeks.
It's a matter of weeks. That's correct.
All right. Oh. I'm just searching a bit, looking at that. Somebody's asking, any plans on the sound and graphic option? I think you can give us something now.
Oh yeah, that's a good. I almost forgot to talk about that. That's a great question, actually. So I mean, we all love the sound and the music in our game, and we love our audio designer as well. But everyone has been asking for a way to disable both the music and the sound effects. So that's coming as part of update 15. As soon as that's live, you'll be able to disable either the music or the sound effects, or both of them if you want.
So yeah, right now. So tons of people actually asking if we're gonna go on Steam with that. So I guess I can stop. We don't know for the moment. We will see. There's no definite answer on that. It's possible, we just don't know yet. What about the chat system?
Okay, so we know that. I mean, we've been trying to find ways to get players into contact, both between friends and even among strangers, to create relationships in the game, to create different rivalries and revenges. So we are working on a chat system. I don't have a precise ETA on that, but definitely in the very near future we will be releasing a chat system. Yes.
All right. So that's a question that's from the forums, that's not from the chat, but do you have any plan on changing the victory condition, which is now only a timer? Do you plan to change that a bit?
Totally. We've been looking at the victory conditions. We've had some long discussions about it amongst the design team, and essentially we've come to the conclusion that the victory conditions are not streamlined enough. So today we have victory conditions of having to earn 3 stars. However, sometimes it's not totally clear, but you can still steal the treasure chest and only have 2 of the stars. So for example, if you drank too many potions but you still beat the timer and your hero didn't die, you can still manage to steal the treasure. And sometimes the defender's looking at that in his battle log and it's like, oh wait a minute, he got 2 stars, he stole my treasure, and it's not very clear. So we want to rework that. I can't go into details right now about exactly what we'll do, but as of right now we have a couple different options on the table, and we definitely want to go with something that's a little bit easier to understand, a little bit more streamlined.
All right. Another question that comes from the forum. Will we have the option of having different boss rooms? I know that's something that was actually doable during the alpha. Is that gonna come back?
It's something we're working on. It's again part of the castle customization. So it's changing the appearance of your castle. Also includes changing the appearance of certain rooms, including the boss room, which is it has a big footprint. It's a big part of what a castle is because of the boss fights that are supposed to be an epic moment. So
Right.
yes, we definitely want to make customizable boss rooms. However, we need to make it. We need to see technically how we can do that. That gives the least amount of discomfort to the players. One of the challenges we have is when creating different boss rooms. If we don't use the same collisions, it means that swapping out a new room will have an impact on the defenses that are placed. So it's just something we need to deal with from a technical standpoint.
All right. So yeah, Abdul 700 saying, will there be a volume settings? Yes, there will be in this patch. All right. Let's see. I don't know. Everybody's asking to get a refund on the rings. I'm not sure I actually have an answer to that right now. So I guess we're gonna tell you when we'll know, guys, because I can't answer that right now. Are we going to have a trade or auction house trading something? Do we consider that?
That's a great question. Actually, it's not something that's in the near future.
Yeah, all right.
It's something we've kind of talked about. We're a little bit on the fence with. So for the foreseeable future, there's no player trading.
Okay. All right. Let me check my questions. Oh yeah, there was a problem about seeing the monsters through the walls and knowing what was coming because there was the outline. So are we gonna change that?
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought it was a great suggestion, and definitely I think it's a really good idea that if your hero hasn't seen the creature yet, it should not be visible through the walls. So that essentially means just removing the outline on non-aggroed creatures. So yeah, I would like to do it. Unfortunately, it's not part of update 15, but we'll see as quickly as we can get that in.
Alright. Another question is like, will you limit the amount of potions per attack? I think we kind of grazed the subject before, but can you tell us a bit more about that?
So with the potions, it's actually there's two things. First of all, it's that the attackers can use an unlimited amount of potions during the combat. However, when they do, they're losing a star. So losing a star essentially means you're giving, you're missing out on part of the crowns that you're taking from the defender.
You still get some, but not the whole total.
Exactly. So you're missing 1/3 of the crowns, and I mean I definitely agree with the comment that it doesn't feel fair, and more importantly, the defender is not rewarded for having a good tactic, a good defense. So what we want to do is similar to the way we create hero tombstones. We want to reward the defender every time the hero consumes a potion. So again, this is not part of the update 15,
Nice.
but it's something we're working on. Every time the hero would consume a potion, it would give some sort of a reward to the defender.
So yeah, we'll tell you a bit more about that, guys, when it's gonna come closer to get released. Alright, let's see. Can we access the inventory while raiding? That's the question that's coming back.
So the inventory during attack is it's a question that we see often, and it's something that we want to do. It's just that it takes a lot of time to develop, and we need to do it correctly in the sense that we put a lot of emphasis right now on the timer, and if we allow access to the inventory, it means we have to give the players time to browse their items, compare items, equip items, maybe even change their skills during attack, and it kind of goes against the timer. So what we thought about was maybe pausing the timer when you open your inventory, or maybe only having the timer that's running when creatures are aggroed. But these are the type of things we need to address before we can just enable the inventory during attack.
Alright. Okay, so not right now, but you're thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's some basic question over there, like, will the game be free when it's released? Yes, it's free to play. Are we ever going to be able to empty castle inventory?
Okay, so by that, I think the question is more, will we be able to sell
resell
creatures or traps?
Traps and
selling inventory. So eventually, yes. Right now, it's not supported, but we definitely want to do that in the very near future, and let players have more management, more control over their castle inventory. So it's yes, not part of update 15.
Not part of it. All right. How many character classes are there currently planned for the game?
So we've never actually set ourselves a very specific objective or a limit. I mean, we said we want to do additional heroes, and I mean, new heroes will be coming over time. I don't have any time frame to give you, unfortunately. We are working on an additional hero, which will be a female hero, but we'll talk about that when we get closer to the release.
Alright, so some people are asking, but I suppose they were not there at the beginning, but the hamster wheel, yes, the bug with the hamster wheel is fixed in this update, and the castle layout that aggro mobs to hold, yeah, in this castle as well, in this update as well, it's fixed.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
definitely going to require some defenders to go back to their castle and maybe,
Yeah, to change
tweak
their layout.
tweak their layouts.
Alright, so castle decorations, as you said, we're thinking about it. It's gonna come customization, not in this update though.
That's right.
There's plenty
We're
of
working on it.
things can work, on, but it's not everything can fit in the update, so it's gonna take some time. When will the mage be available? That's not, we don't know yet. You're gonna see, but everybody will be able to play it.
Yeah.
It's just for the moment, just exclusive for the double attacks, but temporary. What about custom key bindings? Do we think about that?
Yeah, we definitely want to make custom key bindings. I mean, it's a prerequisite. It's necessary for this type of game. I mean, certain players are more used to certain key bindings for launching their skills. So it's something we want to do. It just takes a bit of time to develop, and it's still same programmers that are working on one thing or another. So it's just a matter of prioritizing when that will come in. But we definitely want to do it. Yes.
Alright. What about any other changes to traps? Some people asking for spike trap, and its damage.
Spike, yes, actually, as a preview in the next update, we're actually rebalancing most of the traps. So the same designer that went through all of the creatures and tweaked all those damage values and updated the abilities on the creatures. He's doing the same thing on the traps. So he's actually listed a bunch of issues with the traps right now, both in the amount of damage they do or the debuff they do, as well as the feedback that comes with the trap. So it's something we'll be fixing up in the next update.
Alright, some people asking about a female hero. That's gonna happen. That's something that we've announced already. The next hero that's gonna come is gonna be a female character.
That's right.
We just don't have a date for it yet.
Yeah.
Alright. Some players asking about the boss, saying he's a bit too OP. Do we have any change on him?
So all of the bosses got some sort of a change.
Yeah.
So yes,
Said
they
that
did
already,
also
but
get a
we
change.
can- yeah, let's just go back on that. Yeah.
But generally, yes, the HP of all the bosses has been adjusted, their damage output as well. So give it a try in update 15, and let us know in the forums. If it's problematic, we'll definitely open to making additional tweaks for the next major update.
Alright. Right. Fargulan is asking about her, but multiple attacks on the same castle. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Can you Fargulan, can you elaborate a bit? Repeated attacks. Will there be an option to turn off your castle shield? Yes, we are thinking about it. That should happen, just not in this update.
I do want to talk about the multiple
ahead.
attacks. I think I know what they're
Alright,
getting to
go
about
ahead.
that. It's actually it's something we call a targeted attack abuse, and it's actually either one player with multiple accounts or a group of players that are in a clan or in a guild, and they essentially pick on one person, and with the intention of making that person's crowns go to zero or to empty their resources. And the option we're looking into to address this is to not allow the stealing of resources from what we call targeted attacks. So if you enter the name of a player in the profile, in the search window, and attack from the profile page or from your friend list, you won't actually steal their resources in the next major update. So this is not part of update 15. It will be in the next major update, and we wanna address this. Actually, I'm mistaken. It's not part of the next major update, but we'll see when we can get it in as quick as possible.
Alright.
But yes, there is a problem there. We're aware of it, and we're working on a solution.
Okay. Okay, I guess we're gonna be done for this time. Wait. Let's see. So Bargolan says what he meant was if one person gets to attack 6 times in a row the same castle, at the end he completely knows the layout of the castle and there's no surprise anymore. So to plan to do anything about that?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because the defender only gets one chance to defend. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great question. So we're looking into ways of providing diminishing returns when you keep picking on the same castle over and over again. And what that means is essentially your rewards for beating that castle will get lower and lower on each different attempt. So it's just kind of an idea we're playing around with. We have to see, is it exploitable? Does it really make sense with the core gameplay we have? If it makes sense, then we want to work on that, and we will try and get it in as soon as we can.
Alright, so I guess we'll be done for this time. We'll try and do some more of these dev chats. So it was great to have you guys. We hope that you're gonna enjoy the update 15 that's gonna come actually in a few hours now. And don't hesitate to give your feedback. We're gonna push the patch notes pretty soon. And yeah, always give your feedback. Our devs just listen to them and go on the forum and talk to you. So that's it. So thanks all. See you another time. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
We should be chatting soon. 2, 3.